Right, man. Look, we saw earlier. I sent you a screenshot. We didn't look. Full disclosure, didn't read the article. Don't care. Just off the headline alone, it was stupid. The head coach of the New York Giants said he doesn't believe in analytics. Something about an Excel spreadsheet. If that decided football games, that's what you should do. Is that the dumbest thing you've ever heard from a head coach in any sport?
Look, man, I pulled it up. Yeah, you know me. I love me some numbers, right? This is
Yeah,
what he
that's what you
says.
do.
He
Yeah.
says his take on analytics and how they impact decisions. If Excel was going to win football games, Bill Gates would be killing it.
Yeah.
That's his take on analytics. Um,
I don't think he knows that.
like
I
I
don't.
understand that.
Stupid.
I understand that people. What's the opposite of analytics? The eyeball test,
Yeah, the eyeball test. Yeah,
right? That's what people look at.
yeah. Oh, he's got
Uh,
100% it's the eyeball test. It doesn't. Isn't your
what do you
entire
think?
isn't it your entire job uh to know analysis, right? Like your left tackle gives up 70% of tackles when he's not being helped out by the tight end.
Right.
Your right
So you got to
guard,
adjust your scheme.
you got to adjust your scheme. Your right guard can't block 36% of the time heading towards his right. He's stronger towards his left. You know what I'm saying? Like these are analytics.
Right.
Now, what the hell is the point of game film? What's the point of keeping any numbers ever? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the basis of analytics is the foundation of
Yeah.
now the foundation
Yeah.
of sports.
What's the difference if a quarterback's at a 45% completion percentage or a 67% completion percentage? Does it matter? It doesn't matter.
No.
Analytics.
Fuck it.
None of it matters.
Now listen, we cussing through this one because this is the
50
stupid.
touchdowns, 50 INTs, it's all the same to me.
Doesn't matter. It's all the same. All numbers, no numbers matter, John. That's what I got from that. That tells me he's
Yeah.
either an incredibly stupid person, or there's really no other, or the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. I'm sorry. Like your job is literally analytics. You have to analyze the game and understand what makes your team successful. If your quarterback reads, you know what I'm saying, like you said right there, 45% completion percentage, are you going to win a lot of football games at that rate? If you give up on defense 67% of third downs, are you going to get your offense back on the field? But that doesn't matter. It's Bill Gates. Bill Gates should just own everything.
Bill Gates and Excel sheets. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
So look, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the Giants are off to a terrible start, right?
Probably.
Because
Yeah.
he got that question and he was frustrated, which means that the New York Football Giants are probably struggling.
Yes.
What's their record right now?
Probably winless.
They lost to Washington.
Yeah.
They lost to the Falcons.
Yep.
They play the Saints on Sunday. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What was this? Is this preseason? Preseason. Where's their preseason? This is garbage. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Oh, they lost to the Broncos.
Yep.
They lost to the Redskins. They lost to the Falcons. They're 0-3.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand why.
Yeah.
The only
that's right.
analytics he gets is that they're 0-3 and their winning
John-
percentage is 0.000.
Yeah. But
Points
John,
in favor 56, points against 74.
that doesn't matter, John. Those are numbers. How dare you throw those things at him? That's
That doesn't matter.
disrespectful.
Analytics.
Oh my god.
I can understand why he said screw analytics. They don't mean a damn thing.
Yeah.
Something's gonna mean something. I mean, you're 0-3. Analyze that.
Yeah. Analyze that number. Tell me why you can't score anymore. Tell me why you're being scored by 18 in 3 games. Like, oh, it's just so stupid. Like, off that comment alone, I'd fire him. Right? Like, and Dave Gettleman, which is I think the GM still, isn't much better. Right? But he just, like, the fact that he says that analytics is the entire foundation of football. Is the entire is the foundation of basketball. Ray Allen hits 67% of his threes from the short corner, and Steph Curry hits 62%.
Right.
You know
so
what I mean?
you find those plays that are going to put them in the best position to make the shots that they're better suited for making.
Yeah. So I'm going to go out on a limb.
Use analytics.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Giants go 2-14, and that number doesn't matter, and then he gets fired. Because that is the dumbest thing to say. In the day and age that we're in now, it's all analytics. It's all statistics. It's all percentages. Yep. Like you said earlier, right? Like if you're on a 4th and 2 on your own 48, the statistics say go for it or not. What does it say? Against this defense, what's the percentage that they give up 4th and 2s? Are they harder to go at 4th and 3s or 4th and 4s? Then what do you look at when you call plays? Like what is your foundation for anything? Like, just none of it means that. It's the dumbest. I prefer Bill Belichick.
And I use that example because I think I was watching. Was it the Florida State game? It might have been the Clemson game. I don't know. But someone went for it on 4th and 2 from their own 30-something or 40-something yard line,
Mhm.
and it was the third quarter with like 8 minutes left. It was a college game, and that play, it ended up being a close game. That play is what probably cost them the game.
Might
Because
have been the
why do
Florida
you
State
go?
game.
I understand going for it on 4th and 2, 4th and 3
It was
in
Florida
the
State.
third quarter, and you're on the other team's like 40-something.
Yep.
You're like, okay, it's a long field goal. I might not make it.
If you punt it, you
You know,
probably
if-
kick it
if-
into the end zone. It's only
Yeah,
be a
if
20
we go
yard
for
punt.
it, they get it, and we don't pick it up, then they get it on the 40-yard line. We're not giving up that much field. It's like 10, 15 yards,
Right.
right? But so that's why I use it, because that coach, like, they were on their own 38 or something, and they went for it, and they weren't down by that much, and it was 8 minutes left in the third quarter. And I was just like, what? The announcers were like, what's going on right now? They were dumbfounded.
Yeah, stupid
And
call.
one of the analysts was a former player or coach. And I was like, I don't know what's going on right now. But apparently these guys, one of these guys who's announcing was a former pro or player. He's agreeing with me. So I'm not completely off base.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why he's that example. But I guess that guy didn't believe in analytics either. He's like, what? 4th and 2?
Doesn't matter.
It's just numbers.
Yeah, it's just numbers. None of it matters. It's just so dumb. I want to thank the Giants head coach for giving us this ability to mock and laugh at them, because it's easily the dumbest thing. Like, coaches have coach speak,
Yeah.
right? Like, they say a bunch of nothing, blah 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 blah. We're gonna give it our best effort, all this stuff. Analytics is the thing you want to lash out at, brother. You're not
Right.
winning a game. Like, you're
I
not.
wonder what the question was, because for that to be a headline, there must have been a question in an interview or a press conference,
Mhm, mhm.
and he went off. You know, that was 3, 4, 5 questions deep or whatever it was. It could have been the first question. The headline is Giants head coach rips analytics.
Yeah.
So it must have been a few questions in. He was frustrated. They asked him something about analytics. I mean, the face that this dude has, like, does he look like he knows about
Kinda.
analytics or numbers?
No, definitely not.
No,
His
that
name's
dude doesn't
Joe
look like he
Judge.
knows
No.
about it. He just knows about, like,
Oh.
running his, I'm mad. I'm gonna bang my head against the wall.
Yeah, he's
Like John
oh.
Jones. I'm just gonna headbutt a police car.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
John Jones.
so that's about as much as he knows of analytics. So
Hey, can we say something on this pod real quick before
What's
we
that?
jump into the next segment? Can we self-ban John Jones on this pod? Can we just like never talk about this dude? Can we do that?
you know,
'Cause-
you know what upsets me is that I read the article,
Yeah.
and it has the officers were interviewed, and one of the officers was speaking about him, and he called him Jonathan, and I said, no, this dude's name is not Jonathan.
Yes, it is John, because how his
No,
name is
and
spelled.
he goes and he goes by
J-O-N.
John. He goes by John just like I do.
Oh, how
Jon.
disrespectful to your kind.
Jon, just like I
Yes,
do. And I was like,
yes.
no, you can't be doing this to
And
me.
almost every Jonathan I've ever known is Jon. Oh my God, there's an evil one of you, and nobody can beat him because he's a psychopath.
Yes, he's nuts.
But yeah, like I said, I want to thank Joe Judge for this epic stupidity statement,
Uh-huh.
and I got it's beautiful. Thank you, Joe Judge.
Is that his name,
Analytics,
Joe Judge.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. A guy named Joe Judge would say some stupid shit like analytics don't matter though, right? Like that would be
Yeah.
that would be the thing that a person like Joe Judge would say.